Now throughout this chapter we looked at some of the individual meanings of some of the symbols in regular expressions. The hard part is putting them together and making them work. So here are a couple of examples that I'm just going to walk us through so that we can see just sort of how to parse these things, how PowerShell parses them, and how we might think about putting them together. So first of all, let's look at this one. This line is given, I just found this on the internet as a sample for how to specify a valid date. And that valid date can be in the form of year, / month, / day, or with periods in between it, or with dashes in between it. So let's take a look at this and see if we can parse this. First of all, we have this caret symbol, and the caret means it must be at the beginning of the string. It can't be somewhere in the middle of a string. All right, very good so far. And now we have 19 or 20. So it's got to begin with 19 or 20, which is then followed by two individual digits, \d and \d. All right, very good. This is the first, this entire thing right here is the first character, 19 something or 20 something. So our valid date is going to be in the 1900s or the 2000s. Now I see a problem right here. This does allow for 23 something, for example, or 28 something, which is fine if you're looking at, say, a future date on a credit card, right? When that credit card expires, expiration date. But it might be a little longer than you want to allow, and you may have to do some work to change that if you want only 2000 something, up to 2010, for example, or if you want 21 something. So you might have to alter that for that in that case. Well, anyway, after we have that 19, anywhere from 1900 to 2099, then the next character, now remember, anything in square brackets is a single character, can be any of the following literal characters: a dash, a slash, or a period. Of course, that represents the slash here, the period, or the dash. Now, following that, we have 0 followed by 1 through 9. So this would be 0, 1 through 0, 9. Or, and this represents an or, 1 followed by 1, 2, or 3, right? Again, this is months, and so you don't have more than 12 months. So you would have 1, 0, 1, 1, or 1, 2. Now we're going to follow that by a literal character, dash, slash, or period. And then finally we have the day, and the day could be 0, 1 through 0, 9, or it can be 1 or 2 followed by 0 through 9. So in other words, we would have 10 through 29, or it can be 3 followed by 0 or 1, so 30 or 31. And again, we have a problem here in that if it happens to be a month that, say, has 30 days and you type 31, it would accept that. So you would have to do some additional work to make it not accept that. And then finally we have the $sign, and the $sign represents the end of this word, so, or the end of the string, I should say, so that what precedes it has to be at the end of that string. So it's not uncommon, by the way, to see an ending with a $sign and a beginning with a caret, beginning and ending of the string. So there is a valid date, and I've pointed out a couple of possible problems we have with that. Now let's look at this one, any number from 1 to 50. All right. We're going to begin with, by the way, all of this is in parentheses right here. So this is all 1 unit. And then we're going to begin with Now, some of you might be thinking right away, well, wait a minute, doesn't the caret mean not? Well, yes, it does if it's inside a square bracket, but this is outside the square bracket, so it means begins with, and then a character, a digit, 1 through 9, and only one digit, like that, and then it ends. So in other words, a single digit would work, 1 through 9, any digit 1 through 9, or beginning with 1 through 4, only one digit, followed by 0 through 9. In other words, 10 through 49. And only one of those, and then it ends. Or it can begin with 50, F0, or 50, F0, 50 exactly, and then the end. So now we have covered all of the numbers from 1 to 50. Pretty clever, huh? Now notice that this would not work with 0, 2, for example, because 0, 2 doesn't, remember, this is 1 through 9, not 0 through 9, and this is 1 through 4, not 0 through 4. So we can't have zeros at the beginning, so simple numbers 1 to 50. So once you get used to looking at these piece by piece, it's not that difficult to parse. However, it can be difficult to make them not match something you don't want it to match. As I pointed out up here, we had a couple of problems with this one. Again, remember, dot asterisk is equivalent to the wildcard asterisk. Dot dot would be the equivalent to the wildcard with a question mark. All right, that's it for this. Good luck on the labs this week. This ought to be fun.